What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Go TV. Today I am going to attempt to build a stair rail on these new steps on this deck we've been working on for the last 3 projects. Hopefully this time my audio is much better. I invested a couple bucks. I bought a nice little wireless system, and we'll see how that works. And if I do like it, if I do see if it works well, I'll put some links down below, and maybe you guys will be interested in it as well. But just setting it up. So today we're gonna do this railing system here, and hopefully put this project to bed. Actually, I have one more thing to do. I have to build a gate here, which will be another project and another day. Our dogs like to hang out on the deck and suntan, and we like to keep them secure and have a nice gate that we can close. So that'll be one of our other projects we'll be working on. But stay tuned. Let's get started. Oh, and just so you know, this is the first time for me to do any of this stuff. I've never built a handrail before for a deck or a handrail for a step, so this is going to be a learning curve for me, and hopefully a learning curve for you when you see my mistakes. So the first thing I did here was I marked off where my 4x4 posts are going to go. I picked the center of the step, and we're going to notch this out so it fits alongside the riser here. So we're gonna take a quick measurement. We're gonna match the one that we have up top here, which is about a 2-inch notch, and we're gonna cut out a 2-inch notch out of here to where it sits flush with the ground, and then we'll put a couple lags in there to hold it in place. So let's do that. No, we'll do that twice. Well, there you have it. It's the second one cut. I'm gonna pre-drill my my lag bolt holes here, just to make it a little bit easier for it to go into the side of the stair riser. The other thing I have to do is I have to notch out the top step, so this actually fits against the stair riser and on top of the step. So let's work on that now. So you may or may not see it, but I got my center lines marked for where my posts are going to go. I wanted to make sure they were both evenly spaced, so I centered them here, and I drew a straight line across just to make sure I'm on par. So I'm gonna go through here with my jigsaw. So I'm to the stairwell. I'm just gonna get my router, and I'm just gonna route that out. Just a little bit easier than chipping away at it. Now we could trim these out a little bit better now. So it's all pretty good, pretty level. So I'll put the bottom lag. I'll set up both lags. I'm going to drill two holes for the lags, and then I'll put the bottom one in. Make sure it's plumb this way, and then I'll hammer the other one in. I'll just pre-drill these holes. Now, when drilling my top hole, I want to make sure I don't drill into this step, and I drill into the riser. So that should give me enough space there. Oop. Okay. Make sure before I go all the way in with it, you got some good level. All right, that's pretty solid. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. So I came into a slight problem putting my second stair post in. The other side lined up with the post that I have on top of the deck. This post, when I went to line up and I notched out the 2-inch notch, this post did not line up with my post that's on the deck. So it took me about 15-20 minutes looking at it, pondering, deciding if I should call my my carpenter neighbor for a little assistance. I decided to take matters into my own hands. So what I did was, and I'll show you, I cut a hole in the step. I kept the same notching, but reversed it, which was exactly what I was off, about 2 inches. So now I'll just put 2 lags in through the other side of the stair riser, and we call it a day. So that's what happens. You're an amateur. You assume things are going to be the same on both sides, and with an old deck like this, anything is possible, obviously. But I think I did the right thing. But any of you experts out there want to comment on how I did this and what you would have done, I would appreciate hearing it. So I'm going to lag these in, and we could start cutting our top and bottom rails. All right, so after that little blunder, we're actually gonna start cutting our top and bottom rails for our spindles. And what I'm doing here is taking the bottom rail, which is a 2x4. I'm laying it on just the steps, not the deck, because the deck is maybe about 1 inch or so different than the stairs. I want to stay parallel with the stairs. And I'm just going to mark where I need to cut, and that'll give me my my rail angle. All right, so I got the bottom one cut and try to fit it. I got these 2x4s down here because I want to keep a little bit of a space above the step. I don't want to go a full 4 inches, just in case if a child is walking up the stairs, and I don't want them to trip and get their head caught underneath the railing. So we'll try to keep it kind of snug, about 1.5 inches away from the step, just to create a little more of a safety issue more than anything. So I think that looks pretty good. It's actually tough to cut these angles, but I think I did okay. I'm gonna drill these in and hold its spot, and then I can work on the top one. So a nice tool to have in your arsenal is this countersink bit. It works as a poor man's Craig jig. The Craig jig, whatever the hell it is, I don't know. But this will let me drill a nice little countersink hole. That's nice. Make sure I'm lined up here. Make sure I'm right on the edge. I can put my screws in. This ain't going anywhere. We'll put 2 on the top. So I'm gonna position my top rail, and I'm gonna use these Irwin quick grips, which come in really handy for projects like this. It's like an extra set of hands when you need it. So I want to give myself just a little bit of space on top. Because I want to come down with a top rail from here. So I want to make sure I'm snug. So I'm gonna cut an angle on here, similar to what we're using with the railing, and then that way it'll all tie in nice. All right, I think we got it. I'm actually surprised. So we'll make sure these are in line with one another, and we'll drill the holes in for these. All right, so we're going to find the center point here. So we're going to go, it's roughly about 24 inches. So we're going to find the 12-inch mark right here. So we're going to get my mark here. So I'll just scribe it with that for now, just hold my spot. A good carpenter always holds on to a pencil. So we're going to go here and here. So it's going to give us my 3-inch or 3.5-inch space here and here. And one here. One here. And that's pretty close. So that's actually not too bad. So let's go what we're going to do here. And we're going to go 3/4 in. So we're in the center of this post. Okay. I guess I'll do them this way and hey, what the hell, we'll give it a shot. So the next complicated task is drilling out my spindle holes here. I don't have my small level, so I'm gonna have to eye it and maybe utilize this big one I have just to give me a reference point on whether I'm going level or not. So I'm going to go down 1 inch on the bottom one, and I'm going to go up, I'm going to try and go up 2 inches on the top. That way I could take my spindles, cut them to length, slide them up, and then drop them in. I think that's going to be the plan. Let's see how that works out. I want to kind of cut one of these to size and start laying them in there, just to give me an idea if I'm doing them right. So I need these to be at probably 18 3/4 inch. Let's try 19 inch, and then I can cut them if I have to. All right, so I sized one of them up. Let's see how we're fitting here. Wow, look at that. I did it. I did it all by myself. Nice, okay. So we're gonna drill the rest of the holes at 2 inches deep, and then we'll cut our spindles, and this side'll be done. There you go. Okay, so I got all my spindles cut, and we're gonna start fitting them. And actually, I didn't think I would get one up here, but I made one work. Okay. So just by looking at this at a quick glance, I can see that I'm a little off here and there, but at 60 miles an hour, no one's gonna notice it, I don't think. So we're gonna get started on the other side now. What I'm gonna do is once this gets all stained and painted and I get the top cap on, I'm gonna epoxy these in so they don't move. But I'd rather have the deck stained before these go in, only because it's a pain in the butt to come and get around here and kind of paint in here. So we're gonna pull these back out and we'll get it all stained up. So let me get started on the other side. So here I got my bottoms marked. So now I'm gonna follow these marks and I'm gonna match them up there. And I'm gonna use a level line and there actually is no easier way of doing this that I know of. But it worked last time, so I'm going with it. And by putting a straight line on here is going to give me a guide to holding my drill level. So to give you a little bit better of an angle on what I'm doing is I'm lining it up with this line here. So these paddle shifts are cool. They got the sharp end on there, so I can establish my spot. And then I'm just gonna hold it level, and I'm gonna spin it slowly so I can start to catch a groove, and I can maintain level all the way through. So now I got level in here. I'm starting to dig on the side of the wood here, so that's going to work its way through. So I'm just going to keep holding it level. If you have it in your budget, I would definitely invest in, I love rigid tools. I think they're really well made. I just wish I purchased the ones that have a built-in level. Just makes jobs like this a little bit easier. So maybe I'll throw these on eBay. I'll buy another set. Don't tell the wife. Okay, so we got all our spindles in. Next step we're gonna do is we're gonna cut these posts. So I was trying to decide what I really wanted to do. I was going to continue this straight down to where it would just end similar to this and come down a little bit of an overhang. But after further thinking, I think I'm going to just cut them flush, and this way I could put a solar post light on these, and I could finish this off right to the end like that, and just trim these a little bit so they don't jet out of the sides. So that's going to be my next step here. So we'll cut these off to the height we want. I got them all marked to where I wanted to cut, so I'll get my circular saw and just kind of go around and cut it. Alright, so I got the top rails cut, and I got the angles. They look pretty good. So my next step is these protrude out a little bit. So I'm going to give them a little bit of a miter, maybe a 35 or 30-degree angle, and just cut away just here and then maybe here. That way kind of just fits in nice and snug. Let's see what that looks like. Here, that looks a little bit better. Do the same thing to the top. That way, kind of matches. See, we can probably cut a little bit more off of there. All right. Okay, on target. All right, guys. So there you have it. Stairway handrails by an amateur. I think I did a pretty good job for a first time. Couple issues was taking some time to actually plan out my posts. I wouldn't have gotten to that situation with this other post if I planned it out a little bit better. But you know, that was a beginner move on my part. A seasoned carpenter would have probably caught up on that just by looking at it. So other than that, I think we did a pretty good job. I will put a link down below to all the tools and everything I used. And yeah, my nose is bleeding. I was trying to clean up this mess before it rained, so I can at least cut the grass. And I hit my nose with something I had in my hand. My wife wanted me to blame her for not liking the handrails, but I can't lie to you guys. She didn't hit me, and she wouldn't. But like I said, I'll put a link down below to everything that I used to put this handrail together, all the different tools. And please like, subscribe, and share the video. Thanks for joining me on GoTV.